Well, as you know, my first review was kind of shaky, and I understand that people were like, "What is this? Stop getting too close to the face." Well, I finally have come up with another solution. I have now used my laptop, so now I will use my laptop to do my future reviews if I decide to continue. But there is one movie, there is a movie that I have to review. It's not a recent movie that has come out, but I have to tell you about it because I had such a bad experience as well. But it wasn't as bad as another movie that I saw recently, but it just was so stupid. It was such a bad script. It was just the wrong casting. If anyone has heard of it, this is a movie called Black Hat. Yeah, there is actually a movie out there called fucking Blackhat. This is just a dumb title. I would honestly call it Beefcake because Chris Hemsworth plays a computer hacker. A computer hacker. Whose idea was it to get Chris Hemsworth to play a computer hacker? I mean, no one would believe that is what a computer hacker would look like. Anyway, Michael Mann, who directed this movie, is one of the best directors out there, in my opinion. He directed Collateral, which was a fantastic movie. I love that movie. Heat, love that movie. That was good. But I don't know what he was thinking when he signed on to this movie. I really don't. The script was shit. The the pacing of the movie was really dragging. I really did not like the way it was playing out. And the fact is, in this movie, Chris Hemsworth is like on the run and he's a computer hacker, as I have stated, and he's also a cop. He's kind of like a bit of a person that likes to find the bad guys and tries to, uh, you know, the thing is, this movie has really, it doesn't know what it's doing. It has no fucking clue what it's trying to be. And honestly, when I went into this movie, a lot of people were like really turned off by it, going, "What is this movie about?" "Oh, it's Chris Hemsworth playing a computer hacker." "Oh, I'm not." What? No one was interested in this movie. Everyone was turned off by it. Everyone was like, "I'm not watching that." When I walked in there was only like probably two people or three in there, and people when they walked out, they said this movie is just crap. But I tried to sit there and watch the movie and actually see good qualities about the film, and there are some good qualities about the movie. I would say the action scenes are pretty decent. I felt the action scenes were pretty cool. Some of it was dragging, but I really, really liked what Michael Mann did because he does do good action scenes and he knows how to do the handheld really good. And people get mixed up with the shaky cam. That's people get mixed up with that, but this is actually handheld, so it's different to shaky cam. And no, I absolutely hate shaky cam, and I hate it that directors use it and think it's a good way to make films easier to do action scenes. I think it's stupid, and I hope they don't do it. The only director that actually can do it is Paul Greengrass, who has directed the sequels to the Bourne movies and Captain Phillips. But anyway, this movie, I really could not get into this movie. I was so turned off by Chris Hemsworth being a computer hacker that I felt like, I mean, I paid $15 to see this movie, and I was like, really, whose idea was it to get Chris Hemsworth to play a computer hacker? That was the biggest complaint about this movie, and that's the worst problem. This guy's the main character of the film, and they got the wrong guy to play the wrong part. I would have liked it if they got Chris Hemsworth to play the sort of like the detective cop side of his role, and the other half went to another actor that played the computer hacker. Like get someone like Tom Hiddleston or something, get him to get Loki to be the hacker. I mean, this movie would have been heaps better, I reckon, if they got someone else to play the computer hacker and got Chris Hemsworth to play half the character that he is in the movie because it was just so miscast. I tried to like this movie, but I really couldn't. But I can honestly say to you, the action scenes are fantastic, but there are moments where it's so dragging. I'm like, oh, why? But I'll give it a good. I'm gonna give it out of 10. This movie was very. It was halfway there for me. I half liked it and I half didn't, and the casting was so crap. But I'm gonna actually try to give it a. I'm gonna give it some love because Chris Hemsworth actually tried in this movie. He really tried to make us believe he was a computer hacker, but it just did not work out. And I don't know what on earth, whoever it was, the casting director that came up with the idea, let's get Chris Hemsworth to play a computer hacker. I would look up you. I would just say to you, you are the biggest douche in the history of Hollywood. Why would you cast Chris Hemsworth as a computer hacker? You know who this actor is, don't you? Anyway, I'm trying to hold my swears down because swearing is very. I try to hold that. I'm not going to swear as much as I did in my last review because this is actually a better movie than 50 Shades of Grey. Now, as I was stating, I'm going to give this movie. I'm going to give it a 5.1 out of 10 because it was halfway there for me. This movie was. It was halfway there. It was trying to get somewhere, but it wasn't getting there, but it was halfway there. You know, if they got another actor to play the computer hacker, and it got like someone like Tom Hiddleston or Giovanni Ribisi or something, this movie would have been heaps better. I really would have believed this movie a lot more if they got the right guy to play a computer hacker. So, I highly recommend not to see this movie. I really wouldn't. I wouldn't waste your money on this. So, don't see it. Just don't. Don't. I highly recommend not to see this. Anyway, the movie is flopping in the box office. I mean, it's a $70 million budget, and I've looked at how much it's made in Box Office Mojo, and in America it's made like less than $10 million. So I don't know what they were thinking. If you're going to put a big budget on a movie, make sure people watch it, because no one is interested in seeing Chris Hemsworth being a computer hacker. I can honestly tell you that much. No one in the history of the world, no computer hacker looks like that. No one. No one looks like that as a computer hacker. Most of them look like druggers. Most of them look like very slim, thin, nerdy guys. No hacker looks like that. Please, if you have any evidence to claim that there is a hacker that looks like that in the world, please, I don't know, but you're going to have to actually freaking post it because I don't believe anyone who would think that there is a hacker that looks like that. Anyway, I'm rambling on. So, yeah, that's my review. 5.1 out of 10. I do not recommend you to see this movie.